it's Vikram, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to have a productive study day at home. The secret? 7 simple yet highly effective strategies that have proven time and again to take me from being someone who was pretty unproductive, not getting much done. In fact, I was supremely lazy and unmotivated to do a lot of my work, but now I am significantly more productive just because of these 7 strategies. And I promise you, if you stick around with me till the very end of this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can apply this in your own life and become super productive, get more done, and study like a boss. And irrespective of what you're currently studying and what you might be working towards, I want to let you know that if it's for a competitive exam, maybe you're just trying to read a book right now and get a lot more information about it, I will show you exactly how to become more productive than ever before. And all I ask for in return is if you could take 1 second just to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would deeply appreciate it because it furthers my cause to help out so many other people who are struggling with something. Thank you so much. The first thing you want to remember whenever it comes to becoming more productive at anything that you're studying, you need to have a plan. Now, why is this so important? Well, maybe you've heard of the saying that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Well, whoever came up with that must have been a pretty smart guy or girl, because the reality is that if you aren't 100% certain of what it is you're working towards, then you're going to continue to struggle. Planning is essential because it shows you exactly, okay, this is where you are right now, and this is the step-by-step process to getting to the end goal of whatever it is you're working towards. And as you keep planning on a regular basis, you'll start to see that it is a lot easier to get things done and things become a lot simpler once you create a plan. So whatever it is you're currently working towards, I highly encourage you to have a plan for yourself. Plan in advance exactly what you want to cover and think about how you want to maybe have it a little flexible in the beginning, and slowly as you get into more of a routine with this, then you can get into a little bit more of a strict plan that you want to follow versus something that you need to follow. By the way, if you want a more detailed tutorial on how to plan and set goals for yourself, hit the I button or go down to the description box below. There are some powerful tutorials that I've made just for you. Tip number 2 to have a more productive study day is to eat light. Now, why would I be encouraging you to eat light every single time you sit down to study? Well, the answer is quite simple really, because if you have a heavy meal every single time you sit down to study, all of that blood which is supposed to flow towards your brain and is going to contribute towards optimal functioning so that you can study better, all of that blood is going to go straight down towards your stomach to help in aiding digestion, which is not going to really help you, is it? And hey, I get it. Sometimes we want to eat what we love and it's hard to let go of that. But that's exactly why I encourage you to eat light and simultaneously eat something healthy so that you are fueling yourself with the right stuff so that you can study better. Finding something that you absolutely enjoy eating and simultaneously can eat consistently is going to be super important as you go along with this. Personally, before I go in for my study sessions, I think about how I can have a small meal consisting of fast-acting carbohydrates like rice, maybe some kind of multigrain bread where I turn it into a sandwich. Other times I snack on dry fruits and whatever else is available, and simultaneously I also look at other fun snacks that I can incorporate into this so that I can keep things interesting. I want to let you know that there is no specific set of guidelines for you to follow as to how you need to eat before you study, but the simple things to remember are that you need to eat light, you need to follow a meal plan consistently, and make sure that you're fueling yourself to get more done and not fueling your body to fall asleep when you actually need to be studying. Tip number 3 is an important study tip as well. Yes, it's to smash the like button if you haven't done that already. I'm kidding. It's to give yourself a reason to study. Now, why do you need to do that? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt a sense of lack of motivation, or you just felt lazy whenever you had to sit down to study? Have you maybe ever felt like, I'm just not feeling it today. Well, if you're anything like that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to tell you to do here is to give yourself a reason to study and do what you need to do in order to achieve what you want. So often I find people coming and telling me, Vikram, I need that motivation. I'm not able to find that motivation to do what I want, and that's why I'm struggling. See, the thing is, nobody can give you that motivation that you're maybe looking for. It has to come from the inside or from the external world, where it is fueling you with a reason as to why you're doing what you're doing. And this is something I talk about on the channel all the time. You need to find the reason why you're doing it, and then the how will reveal itself. In other words, you don't need motivation, you need motive. More often than not, what do we find? It's that motivation that initially fuels up. We feel like we're going to do this, we're going to crack it today, we're going to get so much done. And then ultimately we find ourselves on the other side, and what happens? We don't get that much done because we don't have the motivation. So if you're looking for that motivation to study, look for that reason why you want to actually sit down and get something done. Ask yourself some of these questions. What is completing this task going to do for me? Why must I do this? Long term, what is this going to do for me, and how will it change my life? Seems pretty simplistic, right? But hey, that's what you signed up for. Simple yet effective. So what's going to help you in this situation? What you need to remember is that you need to give yourself a reason, a strong reason, multiple different reasons to act as fuel along the way as you eventually get to the goal that you have been working towards. Comment down below and let me know what your why is. Why are you currently studying what you're studying, and what is the goal that you are working towards? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see if I can help you out with anything that you're currently struggling with. Tip number 4 is single tasking. Now, there is this myth out there that we as human beings can multitask. Now, although we are capable of doing more than one thing at the same time, it's important to remember that this is not going to allow us to be as productive as we can be. Now, why is this so? Hey, I got you covered on this. The reason why this multitasking thing is not as effective as we might think is because when we multitask, we are actually switching our attention and shifting our focus between multiple different things versus directing it towards the one thing, that is to study in order to be more productive. And yes, in some instances, maybe when you're listening to some kind of music and you're studying, that is going to allow you to be more productive. In fact, if you want a detailed tutorial on how you can choose the best and most effective study music, hit the I button or go down to the description box below. There's a powerful training video for you right there. But more often than not, if you're on your phone and you're trying to do something else when you're supposed to be studying, you're not going to cover much, are you? So starting today, here is exactly what I'd like you to try. Whenever you sit down to study, focus and direct your complete attention towards that one task of what needs to be completed and how you're going to go about doing it. Avoid getting distracted by all of the things that maybe are going on around you. Turn off your notifications, turn off your phone, turn off any distractions that are going to keep you from doing this task effectively. And before you say, but Vikram, I want a break from time to time. Well, give yourself just that. Give yourself periodic breaks, and once again, remember to not focus on studying when you're taking a break. Enjoy that time for yourself so that you can come back and become more effective. Or should I say, super productive. Try this one tip and I promise you that you will see significant progress with regard to how productive you're able to become within a short span of time. Tip number 5 is to make your pick. See, with this strong foundation laid, now it is important to actually sit down and start studying. But before you begin, it's important for you to choose exactly what you want to cover. So how do you make this choice for yourself? It's simple. You can either choose to do the task that has the most psychological benefit, or choose to do the easiest or hardest task first. When you choose to do the task that has the most psychological benefit, what that means is that you are choosing to complete that task that is going to make you feel empowered once you complete it. In other words, whatever that task might be, as you break it down into smaller steps, You choose to perform the tasks that are going to fill you up with a sense of confidence once you complete them. So whenever you sit down to study, choose the task among all of the different things that you need to do that are going to make you feel like once you complete that, yes, I am feeling confident in myself that I covered this topic. Now let me move on to the next and the next and so on. Or you can choose to adopt the other strategy, which is doing the easiest task first, which will make you build up your momentum towards the tougher tasks. Or you can choose to do the hardest task first and slowly make your way down to the easiest one that is going to serve you in a different way. I once again want to make a point here that it is important for you to choose yourself exactly how you want to go about studying. It is up to you to decide that what step-by-step process is going to work best for you and that you can follow long term. That is what is going to allow you to become super productive. And once you do this, you'll be ready for tip number 6. Tip number 6 is to complete what you start. Back in the day when I was in school, I used to have these elaborate plans of how I wanted to cover so much. And in reality, that study volume was huge. And I don't know if it was me having some kind of attention issue, but every time I would start to do something, I would leave it halfway, move on to the next, leave that halfway, and you get the idea. I would keep doing that over and over again until I would not complete anything, and I would get so anxious and frustrated of the fact that I have not really done anything. So it's not just a matter of having an idea as to what you're planning to cover and how long you're going to take to cover it, but making sure that you complete whatever it is that you have started. Why? It's because it's that sense of completion that is going to fuel us with a sense of confidence, and that is going to push us to become even more productive than we were before. As I share this with you, it is important for you to note that it is not a matter of just leaving things halfway and switching. It is completing a chunk of whatever it is that you had set for yourself and then moving on once you've completed that. As you get better and better with this, you can be the one who decides that yes, I can leave this halfway and I can come back to this at some point of time if I want to, but this is something that really demands my attention right now and that needs to be completed first. So I want to direct my focus and attention towards that. By the way, if you want a more complete tutorial on how you can improve your confidence with regard to your studies or anything that you're pursuing in your life right now, hit the I button or go down to the description box below. I've linked up some very powerful free confidence tips that are going to transform your life. Tip number 7 is to do absolutely nothing. Wait, Vikram, what? Yes, all you need to do now that you finished all of this stuff is go to sleep. Now, why would I suggest such a thing? There are plenty of studies to support that memory is retained and even enhanced in some cases when we fall asleep following a study session. Additionally, when you wake up, you'll start to find that it is easier to recall all that you have studied if you just fall asleep. So remember that if you want to have a productive study day and you want to cover a lot of volume, it's not just a matter of covering that volume. There's a step-by-step process that you need to follow. And if you follow all of the steps that I've shared with you, apply all of these steps in your life, I'm positive that you will see a significant difference, not just in what you're able to cover, but how quickly you're able to cover it. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. Please hit that like button if you found this video of value. Go ahead and share this video with your friends and family to make sure they too have a productive study day and improve their confidence with regard to anything that they want to accomplish for themselves. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram and Facebook if you want to be part of it there. I post there pretty much daily. And if this is your first time here, you're looking to transform your life, evolve into the best version of yourself, to live a fulfilling, enriched life where you love what you do every single day, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, and check out all of these other videos that I made especially for you. This is Vikram signing off, and I'll see you in the next session.